Hey guys, it's me, Kelly. I have an extra special treat for you today. Well, you guys know we have TruthSeekah here on the show, but TruthSeekah has some very special announcements to make and some exciting things to tell you. He also came out with a brand new album, and we're going to be going over the lyrics in that album. So, without further ado, here is TruthSeekah.
Hello. Hey, Kelly, thanks for having me back on the show. And hey, everyone watching, checking out the music and supporting, what we're doing. The new album, 333, I got it available for pre-order right now, and there's some samples and videos and things like that that are released right now. We just did our first video for it called The Inner Reaches of Outer Space. And so that video, like, I did all the production for it, the music, the the visuals and things like that. So definitely check that out. It's on my site and it's on Facebook. The Inner Reaches of Outer Space. It's on TruthSeekah.com, and really want to dive into some of the the lyrics and things like that to kind of give people an understanding of the meaning of the album and some of the spiritual themes and stuff like that, and talk about going into the spirit realm, going into the matrix to really move things around, so that when we do that, when we do things in the spirit like that, there's manifestations in the physical realm as well. So really going into the matrix in the spirit realm. So that's what the album is dealing with, and super excited to talk to you guys today.
Oh man, this is so exciting, and I have a surprise for you. I don't know if you've been looking on my Facebook. I have one of my fans that wanted to treat me to an ayahuasca retreat in Peru for a week. So it's with a shaman. Yes. And it's for healing and things like that. Pardon my allergies. It's one of those days. It's kind of like outside. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about that. I'm going to do it. It looks like we're going to go maybe in October. And
awesome.
Go. So
I wanted awesome, man.
I'll have to ask a few more questions before I go. I'm kind of nervous. It shows like the room where they do it, and they have like a little trash can beside you, and I didn't know if that was like for Kleenexes or for like does it make you sick to your stomach?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had an ayahuasca experience, but I've done my research on it, and I know people who have. I got a good friend that just came back from Peru, but yeah, you're gonna have a cleansing. Put it that way. You're gonna have a cleansing, trying to just get everything out, just so that the medicine can take effect. And it's the same thing with the psilocybin. Like I was throwing up a lot on my my hero dose that I did. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It's a cleansing process.
Throwing up.
It's not gonna be nothing pretty, hoity-toity. You know what I'm saying? Just down to the basics and just get it out, man. It's part of it,
Wow. Does it last very long? Like the not feeling good part?
I'm not sure. I know they say that the effect of the sacrament lasts about 15 minutes. So it's like, even if it's really strong and intense, it's about 15 minutes each time you do it. So
like the whole experience is 15 minutes, or just the not feeling good part?
The whole going into the middle of the universe is about 15 minutes. So yeah, it's not like you're going to be trapped for hours in this other realm moving around. So if it's something that's, if it's scary or something that's kind of uncomfortable, you can just kind of pace yourself, and you just have like 15 minutes before you come out of it. So yeah.
No, I'm a little nervous. I wasn't nervous before. I saw those little waste baskets, and I'm like,
that's just if you have to go to the bathroom or you have to throw up, you know what I'm saying? So
fantastic. Oh boy. And we're going to be out in the middle of Peru in the Amazon, so.
Yeah. Well, just try to eat clean before you go. Just try to eat a lot of vegetables and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a very strict diet before you even get there, and then they feed you lots of stuff from the jungle when you get there. So you have a very pure diet. I'm going to make sure I'm detoxified and all that before I go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it's coming out. So make sure
it's physically detoxing. Is that what you're doing?
So make sure you keep the meat consumption and all that to a minimum as well. Be like a week or two before you go.
Now, what about like fish? Because I like fish.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
Eggs? Can I have eggs?
Depends on who you ask. You know what I'm saying? Just eat a lot of greens, man. Eat a lot of spinach, a lot of broccoli, and things like that.
Because it's definitely no red meat, and I think no chicken, and some other things.
No, you don't want to deal with those spirits. You know what I'm saying? You know, confronting the spirits of the.
Here comes the spirit of the cow. Like, why
Yeah.
did you eat me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited for you. That's awesome. You're gonna have to come on here and tell everybody about it and stuff too. So.
Oh gosh, I will. I wish everybody could go. This is affordable. It's absolutely affordable. When I look now, some of the shaman, they have egos. They're very egotistical and all of that, and they charge a lot of money. And this one seems to be very humble. She did a lot of research before, and she knows some people who had an experience there, and they loved it. They said it's so different. And this shaman, and here's information for everybody, and you can probably thumbs up this one. This shaman didn't learn from other shaman. This shaman went to the spirit world and learned everything that they needed to know instead of going to another shaman and learning. And to me, that makes me feel more comfortable because they're not copying something someone else did. They're led by spirit or whatever you want to call it.
So it's getting a lot more popular now. So a lot of people are they have a lot of reviews on some of these places now. So definitely do your homework and research on all the places that you're going to. Some of the situations you can hear stories about them being a little bit weird or whatever, but definitely do your research. Aubrey Marcus has a lot of stuff on his site, thewarriorpoet.com, I believe it is. But definitely do your research, man. Check it out. There's a lot of people who review their experiences and stuff. So yeah.
And more than that, it's safe for women. Very, very safe for women where we're going. So that was important for my husband. Make sure I'm going to be okay over in Peru. All by myself. Totally. So your album, you gave me some information right before we got on here. TruthSeekah, if you know, when I met TruthSeekah, you were uprising. Is that the best way to put it? You were on your way up and ready to go.
Yeah, you caught me at the beginning. Yeah.
Caught you at the beginning, and because I saw so much in you when I listened to your, and I don't even like rap, when I listened to your music, it was like, he's going somewhere. He is going somewhere, and you are. So do you want to tell everybody what happened, and to let everybody know, we've got the Q&A open if you want to start asking questions for TruthSeekah. You can put those questions on there. So if you want to go ahead and make the announcement. Oh my God.
Yeah, totally, man. Just big things are happening for me. There's a lot of momentum with the release of this album and the release of these music videos and things. So the last time I was on the show, we talked about that I had my first concert coming up, doing any of this music for the first time. So performing anything off of Awaken the Fire, Spiritual Alchemy, 333. These are the 3 conscious spiritual awareness albums that I'm about. So it was the first concert performing any of that material in like 3.5 years. So I had my show, and we sold a lot of tickets. Like, we moved this, what I'm saying, like when they announce the show, they give you a certain amount of tickets. So they give you like 20 tickets. So we left with those 20 and then hit them up like the next day. It was like, okay, we sold all those tickets. We need some more. And then so I went back to him. And I called him, and he was blown away because it's like a monthly hip-hop showcase that they do. And I was the first hip-hop artist who sold all of those tickets and came back for more. I was the first artist to do that. So we came back for more. He's like, how many do you want? I said, give me another 20. He's like, well, I'm kind of limited. How many are you going to sell? Just try to take what you know you're going to sell. I said, shoot, just give me 15 then. I said, I'm going to try to sell them all. So he gives me the 15. And then like 2 days later, I hit him back up. I was like, dude, we need more tickets. We've sold 35 at this point. And he was busy and stuff, and it was like a day before the show or whatever. And so, he had stuff going on, so he couldn't get me any tickets. So like we had a lot more people wanting to buy the pre-sale stuff. So we had I think it was like another 15 people at the door pay to get in. That was just with us, and it was like 4 other acts as well. So everybody brought all these people, and we packed the place out, man. It was awesome, and I talked with the promoter, and he said, you know what I'm saying, you brought a lot of people, you sold all these tickets, so now it's just left to the show. Like, now you have to put on a show. Now we'll see if you can actually, rhyme, if you can spit. So, a lot of people up there are nervous and stuff, but I get into it. There's some videos and stuff released.
Oh, I saw pictures.
Yeah, so it was amazing, man. So we had an amazing first show, and then he just contacted me. me, and I released it yesterday. I'm going to be back opening at their main room, like the big stage that they have, opening up for the national recording artist Ritz, who's a rapper with Yellow Wolf, and he's actually signed to Tech Nine's label Strange Music. So for my second official show, this is like really big news for me to be opening up for this guy, man, who is really talented, got a huge fan base, and I think that I'll actually go over good opening for him too, man. So I'm super duper excited. They got pre-sales on my website. Anybody in the area you want to come support, what we're doing, go to TruthSeekah.com. There's tickets, you can buy them there. They're like 15 in advance, 20 at the door. So definitely come by and support me, man. So we're just starting out, man, just with this momentum, with these concerts, the videos, the new album coming out, and it's awesome. Super duper excited, and walking in my calling right now. It's awesome.
I'm here looking on their Facebook page, and they've got almost 500,000 likes on Facebook. So
yeah,
this is big time. This is big time for you.
Totally. I'm excited.
This is really cool. You guys gotta check them out on Facebook. RITTZ.
Ritz. Oh yeah. Ritz like the cracker, the white cracker.
Like
That's
the
why
cracker.
you got the name. Yeah, he's cool.
Cracker one time in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Hey, that's a pretty cool shirt you're wearing there. Look at that
Oh,
shirt.
thank you. Thank you. If I'd gone to your concert, I would have been on the front row going, ah!
Oh yeah.
One of those groupies.
Yeah.
Like, what a groupie. What's wrong with her?
Yeah. So.
I love this shirt. This morning I was like, I've worn this like all around town, and I need to be like wearing it on the shows. So make sure my hair complements the shirt. There we go. So I've got this big seeing eye right there.
Yeah.
And what everybody looks at when they look at me, so everybody saw the eye.
Yeah.
It's going around.
Demonic. Yeah. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Betty Watkins, who came out. She drove like 4 hours to come see me perform for the concert. Her and her husband. So thanks so much for coming out. She was wearing a shirt, you know what I'm saying? She put I had a whole bunch of people wearing the shirt and said, we was repping hard. So thanks, everybody for coming out. Christy, Deanne, everybody who came out and brought a crew with you guys. So round 2, man, we're gonna do it again. So excited, man.
Oh, this is exciting. We've already got Mo Chara. Hey, Kelli and TruthSeekah, love you guys from Ireland. You got fans in Ireland. Hey, Kelli, beautiful hair. Oh, thank you. I've got some hair fans back. I used to do hair videos, so I've got some hair fans.
They're just watching every video just to judge you on your hair.
That's right. It's like, what's Kelly's hair look like today? It's like, what happened to me?
Looks better. Doing a good job.
Thank you. Doing good. He says, I had this feeling my passport was coming today. Rang my, it didn't come, the postman is away. I said to him, when is the passport coming? And he says, the postman only comes once. He rang me there now and said, some man brought your passport. Yeah, I have no idea what that has to do with us. I'm sorry. I hope you get your passport. I'm going to have to be getting a passport for going to Peru. Oh, yeah. Do you have a passport?
I don't, man. I haven't been anywhere. I honestly haven't. I'm from the South, man. I haven't been out of the Bible Belt, really. I think I did like one.
You should come to Peru.
I should, and I will. I will eventually.
Affordable.
When the time's right. Yeah, trust me. I've done my research. I'm definitely gonna go. Soon. But yeah. Looking forward to seeing everybody too, man. Like as I'm announcing these concerts and stuff, like. All my fans are coming out the woodwork, like, man, come to Dallas, come to Indiana, like, come
to Dallas, come to Dallas.
Everybody wants me to come. It's like, that's my plan. I'll see, and I'm not saying maybe. I'm like, I'll see you soon. We're gonna make this happen, and I'm gonna come out and see everybody, man. So, when I come to your city, man, make sure you guys, support, and I'm gonna come see each and every one of you guys, man. That's my plan. That is my plan.
I'm so excited for you. I am so excited. I'm really, really excited. Because I saw this when I met you. I saw that this was going to happen. And I was so excited to be able to promote you and to introduce you to some people. And because I knew this was going to happen. So, and it's happening. It's happening. Now, you've got some songs on your album 333 is the album. Wait, there's a 333 on here, right?
I don't think so. No, not on there. It's on the other shirt. It's on the other one I showed you.
Okay. I was
The
mistaken.
one that's going to be released with the pre-order. That has the 333 on it.
Okay, there you go. I could have sworn 333 was on here, but it was all symbols. So on your new album, you've got some lyrics, and obviously these lyrics, did these lyrics come from you? Did they come from source? Are they channeled? Like, where did you get the lyrics that we're going to be discussing?
I think it's a little bit of all of it, really. You know, like sometimes I'll actually get the lyrics in my dreams. Sometimes it's through experience. A lot of this album was written inspired by my psilocybin experience, so there's a lot of those references on there. So I'm inspired by everything in life, so I try to write, you know, off of things that inspire me, and I try to push the envelope and do something that is not being done right now. So the words and the you know, the things I speak about, it's not like mainstream and stuff like that. It's real fringe. So a lot of it, I'll get a piece of something, you know, a piece of something, and I'll take it back and decipher it and see what it means and see where it's supposed to go. So there's a lot of different processes really in it, but yeah, a lot of it is you know, inspired by what I do in life and through my ecstatic experiences through you know, prayer and meditation and you know, visions and you know, vision quests and things like that. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Now, are all these lyrics from one song, or that we're going to be looking at, or are they from different songs?
I sent you a breakdown, so it's like the whole album. So there's like just a quote or two from each album, and yeah, just going off of that.
Okay, so it starts out with number one, like neurogenesis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you walk us through vocabulary?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it was gonna be, you know, I'm saying later on the album, but the Genesis, you know, I guess we had to put Genesis at the beginning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, neurogenesis is the regrowth of brain cells, and so it's said that psilocybin medicine has the ability to regrow brain cells, you know. So, it's really tied into that. So it's really a song that I sample Alan Watts at the beginning, and really just talking about the nature of reality and metaphysics and things like that. So I kind of tie in like just some of the weird things going on, you know, in the spirit realm and in my life and in my mind, and just like fantasy and reality and mixing it all together, and then something brand new emerging from that. So that's what you know, neurogenesis means on that album.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of stories in the Bible to where people had experience and then they stared into a stream, and you know, there's a lot of, I think, possibly psilocybin or other use in the Bible, and so I don't think this is a new concept that you've come up with.
No, not at all, not at all. It's even said that the word, you know, Genesis is actually translated to the three major gods of that region. The genealogy of Isis is what it's actually said to be known as. The word Genesis, that's where it comes from. And then the word Israel is the three major gods, which is Isis, Ra, and Elohim. That's when you see a space in between the Israel. So it's Isis, Ra, and Elohim, like an homage to those three deities. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that stuff in there. I'm trying to break it down, you know. So it's a lot of deep stuff, man. So just listening to it, just like, oh, this sounds good. This sounds good. So, but when you really listen to it and let it, you know, teach you and let it change you and like take you spiritually to another place. That's what the album is designed to do. Is to really take you to another place spiritually, and it's something that. It's just where I'm at, and I went somewhere spiritually to create it, and other people, when they hear it, they're just like, man, I'm blown away. So a lot of people need Google when they listen to it, and or just sit back and meditate, you know what I'm saying, smoke you one, whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying, eat you some mushrooms and listen to it and really experience, man, because there's so much depth in the album as far as like, you know, it's like whispering going on that you can't hear unless you're like really in like a relaxed state. There's like whispering going on in different tones and stuff behind everything, man. So it's really...
The hairs are standing up on my arm now.
It's going to take you on a journey, man. It's just not music. It's just not hip-hop music. It's designed to take you somewhere spiritually, if you let it.
And you know how under control mainstream is and all the stuff that they put in their music. So everybody's already being hypnotized and being, just
Hmm.
led deep into the matrix
Hmm.
and get their claws into the matrix.
Yeah.
And this is kind of unraveling that
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
what you're doing. You're doing almost the same methods, only you're putting a good message out there.
Yeah.
And something that's going to be
Exactly.
helpful.
Yeah. 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 These are just spiritual sciences that they're doing, and the same thing the churches are doing, same thing that they're doing, in all the other religions, the spiritual practice. These are universal techniques or whatever, whether it's chanting and mantras and what I'm saying, listening to drum patterns that put you into a trance or whatever. So all of this stuff, all these tactics and techniques are being used when it comes into putting out a mainstream album that's trying to push some type of agenda on the the mind of the people. And so the same tactics are being used, but in a positive way with my music. So we all of this stuff as far as like doing ceremony on like a new moon, putting the different mantras and the different prayers and different invocations in the music with it turned down so you can't hear it. Like there's all of that stuff is going on there.
Well, bad back masking only for good.
Yeah, backward masking. Yep, yep.
The good stuff. Um,
Yep.
here's some lyrics, and I I know I just do not sound like TruthSeekah when I'm saying this, so I apologize to
No,
everybody
it doesn't
for
matter. Just read it. Read it how it comes.
for putting my Texas accent
Yeah.
on your lyrics over
Okay.
here.
No,
Here we
I'm not
go.
asking you to rap it. Just read it.
Gaze into the heavens. No. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
gaze into the heavens. Beam me up, Scotty. Oh, Leonard Nimoy died. Oh, that was so sad. I'm sorry. Beam me up, Scotty. The feeling is so thrilling when the spirit leaves the body. Oh, yes, it is. I follow beings high above the Anunnaki and guided by the shadows of the Illuminati. Ooh, that gave me chills.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's that
This is
about?
what it is, man. This is about stargazing and just gazing into the stars and feeling your consciousness connect with something out there, whether you're gazing into a solar system or a star system, and you feel like this connection with that. Like when I gaze into Orion, I just like mesmerized. And you can do it a lot, long enough by yourself or whatever, and just feel like you're leaving your body, like you're being pulled out, and you catch yourself and like, oh, what just happened, and you're connecting with the beings out there and the ones that are actually guiding us and stuff like that. So find out who you connect with, man. Which race of beings that you connect with, the Palladians, the Orion Council, all these other beings out there that actually vibrate at a higher frequency. And so that's why I was saying follow beings high above the Anunnaki, guided by the shadows of the Illuminati. So the beings high above the Anunnaki, which are known by many to be like a dark, oppressive race of beings. So we have the Elohim in the Council of El. So that's the beings that I communicate with, the green light beings, the Elohim. So those are the good guys, man. Those are the guys mentioned of in the Bible and the scriptures and stuff like that, and they're watching over us, and they've been here since the beginning, and you can connect with them. So I'm just kind of just dropping those little nuggets in that verse.
Little nuggets of gold. Oh, we've got DNA fingerprints of the gods, Jacob's ladder, ascended to the stars. As a Merkaba, you can fly past Mars, but you don't know the genesis of who you are. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes.
I love the Merkaba. It makes me feel like there's no gravity. I love it.
Yeah, there's one on this shirt, man. I'm saying the Merkabah. That's just DNA fingerprints of the gods, Jacob's ladder, ascend to the stars, and as a Merkabah, you can
Oh, there
fly
it is.
past Mars.
Found it.
But you don't know the genesis of who you are. So I think like the phrase at the end, you don't know the genesis of who you are. Like there's so many people who are guided by the matrix and who are lost in the maze, and they want this stuff to be real, but they have no idea that it's even real. That we have all of these supernatural abilities, and we have this these like amazing powers and abilities, and the stuff that you don't that they tell you it's make believe or whatever. Like all of this stuff is real, and it's all within us. We don't need to go outside. We don't need to buy anything or nothing like that. It's all within us, and we can all access that. So you can turn your body into a Merkaba. You can fly past Mars. You can ascend Jacob's ladder that leads to the stars, and you can contact, you know what I'm saying, these beings of light that are watching over you, these benevolent beings of love. So that's what it's about. But you don't know the genesis of who you are. So hopefully after, you know, a lot of people watching this stuff, listening to the album or whatever, that they'll begin to, you know what I'm saying, start digging a little bit more, hear different phrases in the music, and dig a little bit deeper to find out their, you know what I'm saying, true identity, and to be able to gaze into that, man, and take it and embrace that. So that's what everything is about. That's what the premise of the album is about. That's what the premise of your show is about, and my podcast and things like that. So that's it.
Oh, that's cool. And is this another song, The Imaginatrix? Am I
Yes.
saying it right?
Yeah, it's number 2, yeah.
Okay, The Imaginatrix, featuring Illuminati, Congo, and Watchmen.
Yes. It's an amazing song. It's featuring those two guys, and at the beginning I sample the great Terence McKenna, and it's actually named after a Terence McKenna lecture called The Imaginatrix, and it's talking about accessing the spirit realm, accessing the other side of the matrix with the use of substance, as far as like psilocybin mushrooms and just, you know, prayer, meditation, and things like that. So that's what the whole song is. That's what the whole album is referenced after, man. It's all about going into that realm and teaching people how to do it. So amazing, you know, lecture at the beginning and the end. At the very end, my friend Drew, I said I wasn't going to say his name, but my friend who introduced me to psilocybin, right? Whenever we had our first encounter, we were just kind of kicking knowledge and just talking about, you know, our lives and spirituality and the truth behind religion and all these type of things. And he was saying some really good stuff, and I was like, hold on, man, let me film it, let me capture this moment. Put out my cell phone and filmed it, and I got him, you know, talking about this stuff, and he told me not to release it. He really doesn't want to be, you know, affiliated with all that stuff in the public, you know what I'm saying? But so I had it on my phone, and so he's like, hey man, I really want to collab with you on a song, because he's like a poet as well. He writes a lot of like really cool poems and spoken word and things like that. And I was like, yeah man, we're gonna work together, no doubt. I'm gonna get with you on this album. You're gonna help me, whatever. So he ended up having to move, and so I did like an homage to him. He didn't even know about it. So I kind of took that audio of him dropping this wisdom about life and about just being in the now, being in the moment while we were, you know, in that state, and I put that at the very end of the song after Terence McKenna. So big shout out to him on that, and it really just made his world that I featured him on the album, and to be behind McKenna like that too. So it's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It says, dopamine levels are synced with astrology. Planet is shifting. Light beings are calling me. Teaching in patterns of sacred geometry. Angels and demons have taught me theology. Speaking in rhymes of secret psychology. Oh, did I say that right? Honest, sometimes it just constantly bothers me. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm still butchering that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, dopamine levels are synced with astrology. It's just talking about how, you know, like the way that the planets are aligned has a bearing on our feelings and our emotions and the things that we're going through, like the different cycles with the moon patterns and things like that. So I've got friends who have dealt with you know, problems in the past, and they wanted them to see like a you know, psychologist and things like that, and be on medication. And so he studied astrology, and he knows when he's going to have a bad day. He knows when he should do this or when he should do that, or when not to be around a lot of people, or when not to start something new because it's gonna fail. So he lives his life according to the stars and the planets, much like you know, the ancients did. And so that's what it's about, is returning back to the essence and returning back to the spirituality that the ancient you know, our ancestors had, from every you know, walk of life, from the you know, Native American Indians to the Chaldeans, the Egyptians, the Israelites, all of these guys. So that's what the you know, dopamine levels are synced with astrology. Planet is shifting, light beings are calling me. You know, teachings and patterns of sacred geometry. Angels and demons have taught me theology. And so that's kind of like just a little, you know what I'm saying, statement about, you know, dealing with religion and dealing with, you know, the demonic spirits that are in religion that are teaching people dogma and theology and keeping people bound up and not teaching them who they truly are. Instead of teaching knowledge and wisdom, we find that the church and the institution teach doctrine, you know. So really just kind of a shot at that. Speaking in rhythms of secret psychology, honest, sometimes it just constantly bothers me. And just, you know, it's a lot to take in from starting over and going down this, you know what I'm saying, this path or whatever. It's sometimes it's a lot to take in. And it gets it's rough sometimes, you know, because like all things are new and there's not really a lot of people that you can trust to kind of, you know what I'm saying, walk you through these tests and things like that.
We've got a bunch of people over here. Good morning, TruthSeekah and Kelli. Whoop! I'm on a live hangout for a change. Yay!
Oh yeah.
Good job, Lisa. We've got hello from Egypt. Man, you got people all over the place. They love you.
People all over the place.
So funny. I absolutely love those lyrical rhymes. Brilliant. Brilliant. I think we cover it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So you've got 3:33. I'm not sure what that is about. Am awakened with things go bump in the night, and I'm taking,
okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, what have I done wrong? Okay.
No, it's just 3:33 a.m. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I feel silly now.
Got to structure it, man. It's not gonna make sense. I'm sorry.
I told you. This is the Texas version.
I can't spell either, so there's a lot of that in there.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if it was a Bible verse. I was thinking it might have been a Bible verse. So.
Yeah, the Bible's upper, no doubt.
Sorry about that. Okay, 3:33 a.m. We'll try this. Awaken when things go bump in the night, and I'm taken to foreign places, raptured by a golden light. Oh, I love the golden light. But my only fear is just falling after all. I'm afraid of heights. Telepathically, they keep telling me that everything is going to be all right. Infatuated by the conversation, no time was wasted, and I gained insight, indoctrinated from the information with an aspiration, attain new life. Ooh.
Yes.
Now that it makes sense.
Yeah, 3:33 a.m., which is known by many as, you know what I'm saying, the witching hour, when things go bump in the night. You know, a lot of people are waking up when it's said even in like Jewish mysticism that is the hour when, and then the veil between the spirit realm and this physical realm is at its thinnest, and these beings come through, and a lot of people have a lot of contact when they wake up and look at the clock, and the clock is 3 a.m. or 3:33 a.m. Waking up. And so it's just talking about waking up and having, whether it's like a being in your room or you feel like there's a presence in your room with you, and talking about being taken out of your body, being taken out of your house and aboard a ship or aboard a craft, whether it's physically or in a dream state. And so a lot of people have had these experiences where they feel like they're leaving their body and they wake up and they're having these conversations with these beings. And so that's what I'm talking about right there. It's like, I'm saying, my only fear is just falling. After all, I'm afraid of heights. Like, you pulling me up, like I don't want to fall because I'm afraid of heights. But telepathically, they're telling me that everything's going to be all right. Like, I got you. And so I'm infatuated by the conversation. No time was wasted. I gained insight. So it's like there was no time wasted there. But like through this conversation, like they teach you things. So a lot of people are having these dreams and these encounters, and so they wake up, but they like barely remember it. So that's why, like, when you wake up and you feel like you've been taken to a place, or you've had whether it's like a lucid dream or something like that, to write it down, because like a lot of times it's hard to kind of go back to that place to get the information unless you do it right then, because it'll slip and like you don't remember everything. It's kind of like deja vu. You might remember it from your dream a few hours later, or a few days or weeks later. You might remember when you run into somebody, and you'll find something that happened in the dream, and you'll actually run into it, kind of like telling the future or whatever. But when you have these dreams, when you feel like you're visited in the midst of the night, or really when you wake up, write the information down, anything that you can remember, and try to go back into it. So that's what that verse is about.
Yeah, and it was about that time when I was awakened, and it was like, go outside. I'm like, why? And then
Yeah.
I look up in the sky, and there's this blink, blink, blink,
Yeah.
blink. So I get my camera out, take a picture, and it's a spaceship.
Mhm.
That looked like it was posing
Yep.
as a star.
Pay attention,
So,
man.
and it was at that hour.
Yeah, it's like if you put that intention out there, you tell them, hey, I want to see you. Are you real, or I'm just crazy following these YouTube gurus or something like that? Are you real? And they will let you know. They'll wake you up at 3:33 a.m. They will put on your heart, even during the day, in the midst of the day while you're driving or riding in your car, and they tell you to look up into the sky right here, and you'll get that feeling, and you hear that still small voice of, hey, I'm watching over you. You look up and you see a craft, you see a being, whatever the case is, and it's an amazing experience, or an amazing encounter when it happens, and because nobody can take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had your encounter. It's just not a theory anymore. You've had your CE5 contact where you set the intention out there, and they responded. So.
We've got a nosy person over here that says, what's TruthSeekah's first other name? I love both of you guys. Okay, I'll tell you guys. It's Bob.
Bob
His name
Saget.
is Bob. We can't tell you that. You guys, he has stalkers.
I do have stalkers.
Yes. That's
do
what we
have
have to do.
stalkers, man.
Do fake
I do
names.
have to, and I try to be nice to them. I really do. I'm not trying to be.
So they won't kill you.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. No, there's some crazy people out there, and half of them are on my friends list. They really are. On YouTube and Twitter, Facebook. I love them. Hey, I'm with them. I'm talking about fringe topics. I'm pouring fuel on the fire for them, man. You know what I'm saying? There's crazy people in every walk of life. So they're definitely out there. Just please don't send me. Please don't send me. I don't want to call anybody out. I don't want to see any naked pictures. So put it that way.
Mm-hmm. And then in your position, that's the kind of stuff you're going to get.
Yeah, because it's so weird with social media.
I get it too.
They have direct access to us now. Like, hey, I want you to see my crotch. Like, I don't want to see your crotch. My daughter's behind me while I'm on Facebook, and like sending me crotch pictures or something. Like, come on, get out of. Don't do that, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like, ooh, you want to go get that checked? That might be infected.
No
way.
God, no, I'm not that type of artist, man. I'm not like That's not what I get online to do.
That's right. Some people get a little. I tend to think there's usually alcohol involved when people do that. That's kind of what I've noticed.
Could be, man. Could be. Like, I'm gonna send this person my crotch.
That's right. It's not ayahuasca, because you spend the whole time puking, according to you. So
crying. You spend the whole time crying.
Fabulous. I don't want to go now.
Now, okay, if you want to send me a picture of you on an ayahuasca tree, do that. Or psilocybin holding up the mushroom like, I like you, TruthSeekah. You know what I'm saying? Send it out.
Only where it's legal.
Send me that.
Only where it's legal.
Yeah, exactly. But don't send me. It's all good. It's gonna happen. Comes with the territory, man. So it's just the beginning.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of that. It's a lot of temptation. Golden teachers.
Oh yeah, we talked about this one on the last episode about naming that song.
Wow. Vibrating on this copal, I'm saying this right, and copying with my emotions. I grab the scrolls and I unfold them. Is it copal or copal?
Copal.
Okay, sorry. Copal is just too potent. For only time is my opponent when living within this moment, and I simply watch it slip away when ingesting the magic potion. Recite the words from my enchantment. As the sacred portal opens, in the dark I sit broken. Angelic being approaches. I got chills on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, Golden Teachers, man, is the name of the mushroom that I or the sacrament that I had, the psilocybin sacrament, the Golden Teachers, and I named the song after it. I named a lot. I was touching on it so much in this album. So, but it, the verse starts off. vibing copal and coping with my emotions. I grab the scrolls and I unfold them. This copal is just too potent. For only time is my opponent when living within the moment. I simply watch slip away when ingesting the magic potion. So copal is simply, you know, copal resin, copal incense. I've been sitting here burning. It just went out, so I light it for you. This is the copal. And this stuff is amazing, man. I burn it a lot, and it puts you in like it relaxes you and puts you in like a place where you're able to receive, you know, like a trance-like state, and it's really cool stuff. You can get it on Amazon, man. Copal incense, copal resin. And so I was talking about like I grab the scrolls and I unfold them. This copal is just too potent. Just talking about like I've been trying to write before while burning a lot of copal, and it's just like going to this realm is like, wow, this stuff is a little bit too potent. I got to put it out so I can kind of focus on what I'm doing. And,
now, is it a drug or just incense with a?
No, it's an incense. It's a resin. It's a resin, but by it's a bunch of different. I believe it's sap and different wood and things like that. This was something that the Mayans would use to actually go into trance and to kind of maybe before ritual as well. So it's something that the Mayans and Aztecs would use, and it works. I mean, it's legal. You can get it on Amazon. It's legal, and it's kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, the basis of aromatherapy in a sense, where you can just have these different type of smells and stuff, and it puts you in a state, whether you can, you know what I'm saying, smell lavender, and it'll do this kind of the same thing. It's really relax you and things like that. And so when you smell the you know, the scent of the copal burning, it relaxes you, and I guess thins the veil, you know what I'm saying, the veil between this world and the next, because it really can be used as a conduit. So I tell people not to burn it just for the hell of it, but burn it when you want to set intention to meditate or something like that. It's really strong stuff.
So you're gonna be okay for the rest of the show? Or do we
No,
need
I'm
to
good.
Start meditating.
I'm good. It puts me in a state where I'm just, kind of slows me down too, because I'll be all over the place, really.
Hey, then you can come to Texas if you slow down. Someone actually said I talk too fast the other day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm texting. I can't talk too fast. It's illegal. It says, I'm lost within the mystery and found within simplicity. The golden teachers speak to me the lessons of eternity. Wisdom from the elements. Tell me I am heaven sent. Revelation from Creator walk in my benevolence.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
And that's just giving homage to the golden teachers. These are the beings that you encounter while ingesting the golden teachers, the psilocybin that you come in contact with that strain, and like they will take you and teach you whatever you need to know, whatever they want to show you, like whatever you're ready to behold, they will show you, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's I named the song after it, and it really impacted my life, obviously, and it totally impacted this album. And you know, I'm lost within the mystery, I'm found within simplicity. So to take all of that stuff, and this stuff is messing with me a little bit. you take everything that you've learned, man.
Hey, it's Kelly in the Rot. You get what you get.
I'm gonna put it behind me. It is pretty strong, but
I'm gonna get some myself. Go, Paul.
Yeah, you really do. Trust me, man. Trust
Star by that. I gotta get some. Not on air.
I really need to.
Not on air.
But you take everything that you've learned, all of the mysteries and things like that, which tend to bring us into this other world, and just we talk about things that people don't even know about. So I'm lost within that, but I'm found within the simplicities of life, of just the simple joys of loving life. And this is what you know, psilocybin teaches as well. When you go in there, they're gonna teach you to live within the moment, and that's what it's about, to be in this present moment right now. Even the people watching this in this moment, you know what I'm saying, right now, because you're not going to get it back. And you can just acknowledge Creator. You can acknowledge Source, which has been teaching you from the beginning. Everything that you've been through, everything that you've gone through was precisely done, and you're led down your path for such a time as this, to tell your story, to share your story, all of these things. So that's really the essence of the golden teachers, and these are a benevolent group of beings that will show you, you know, how the universe works and where you go when you die and all of this stuff. And I'm kind of touching on it in that song. And on another note, there's I have a Facebook friend from Croatia who creates these little angelic fairy-looking necklaces, and they're probably about that big or so. They're pretty big, and so
Wow.
I've seen one. This guy had one, so it's like got crystals in it, and like it's really beautiful stuff. I got to send you a link, and so we'll put that in the description. But I contacted her because I seen some of her work. I seen a guy wearing one. I was like, I want one, and I asked her if she did anything influenced with mushrooms, because there's all kind of patterns in these different beings and stuff that she makes. And she's like, yeah, actually, I do. You know, she said, you know, she's in Croatia, and it's legal to actually grow them there, I believe.
Oh,
and
okay.
so she actually has those and stuff. So she makes them out of clay, and she's like, I told her about my encounter and stuff, and I want a golden teacher. I want you to kind of frame one after the golden teachers. And she said that she would. She's familiar with them and stuff. So she's going to do that, and she said she's going to take some of the spores and mix it into the clay. So it's actually going to have the DNA of the golden teachers as well, like, and that you know what I'm saying, conduit with the spores from the mushroom will be infused in the clay. And so as soon as I get that, I'm going to post pictures, and it's going to be in my videos and everything. I'm super excited to get that thing. But yeah, I'll send you the link. You can post it in the description, so if people want to buy one, they can contact this chick, because they're amazing. They're awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got one coming soon. I'll show everybody when it comes in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Someone was asking, I think you answered this a while ago, have you had an ayahuasca experience? And you said no. It was this.
No, I haven't. Yeah.
Psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
Why can't I ever pronounce that right? I can never pronounce. I had a hard enough time with quinoa. It took me like 2 weeks to pronounce that correctly. Yeah. So it's okay. I'm from Texas. The next one is The Inner Reaches of Outer Space, featuring Watchmen and The Voice. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's the one like I said, we just released the video on too. So the video is out, and it's probably one of my best videos to date. So look it up on YouTube, TruthSeekah. It's probably one of the first ones that pop up when you look it up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it, and we'll have a link to that.
Yeah.
Apparition of a spirit. These lines are so close together. Okay. Apparition of a spirit. Give me goosebumps as they leave. I say goodbye with the deuce chunked.
Yeah.
Amanita. I think that was misspelled, sorry. Amanita, and you really want to do some, but you're afraid of what's going to be the outcome. I'm sorry, my cats are chasing each other. I apologize for the noise.
All good, all good. So yeah, apparition of a spirit gives me goosebumps. As they leave, I say goodbye with the deuce chunk. And so the deuce chunk is like a southern slang for saying peace, goodbye, peace. So when somebody drives by, say peace, you chunk the deuce at them. Hey, what's up? What's going on? So it's like an apparition of a spirit. When I see the spirit, gives me goosebumps, right? But as they leave, I say goodbye with the deuce chunk. Amanita mushroom, Amanita muscaria mushroom. And you really want to do some, like there's a lot of people on the fringe like, ooh, I want to try it, but they're scared, but you're afraid of what's going to be the outcome. So they're just scared to try it, but they want to, and you got to wrestle. So there's this thing going on within you that you have to, see if your desire to do it outweighs your fear of what's going to happen. And so I had to deal with that myself. So that's what that's talking about. And so the inner reaches of outer space as well. It's actually, I'm sampling the great Joseph Campbell, who's definitely noted for the hero's journey, and speaking about the different places that we go through spiritually and in our life, just like the Lord of the Rings and the different, all of these different and movies and Star Wars and everything are all speaking about the hero's journey. So I gave a reference to him at the end of the song as well, and I sampled him in the song as well. And Joseph Campbell. So if anybody wants to know who's speaking at the beginning and the end of that video, definitely look up his work.
Encounter love in the depths of my own being, and all the colors, them alone now are worth seeing. Am I awake? Can you tell me if if I'm really dreaming? Symbols and numbers as I decipher the sacred meaning.
Yes.
Ooh.
So yeah, encounter love in the depths of my own being. This is also talking about in general, like you don't need nothing outside to complete you. That's off the top, but in general as well, it's talking about the psilocybin as well, that in under the influence you can encounter that love, and physically you can tangibly feel it, like on your body, moving through your soul. Like you can really, time slows down and you really can access these levels and feel that love, that universal love, that is unconditional love. And so and all the colors, them alone, now they are worth seeing. So colors have a voice to them. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see the colors and you can feel the colors and the different colors that have the vibrations that you can feel. The kind of the same principle with the aromatherapy is with colors. There's certain colors that you wear that make you feel a certain type of way when you see them, and so that's important as well. But so on this, whenever you take the sacrament, the colors are just so beautiful, and the sacred geometry that you see is just so beautiful. Them alone, like if you just went into the state to look at the colors, those alone are worth seeing. It says, am I awake? Can you tell me if I'm really dreaming? Symbols and numbers as I decipher the sacred meaning. So just really trying to take some of the signs and the symbols and the messages that you're getting, whether you're on a psilocybin experience or you're deep in meditation, deep in prayer, or if you just have crazy synchronicities going on. Like, what does this mean? All the symbols and all the numbers as I decipher the sacred meanings.
We've got someone over here that commented. Let's see, Aloha 29. I was in Guatemala for a while, and they burn copal in Catholic churches instead of whatever incense most Catholics typically use. I think it's Nag Champa is what they use. Mm-hmm. It's also used for healing rituals by, what is this word? Curanderas, or spiritual healers. Anyways, love you guys. Aww.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of properties to it. Definitely worth looking in, worth looking to get into. And I mean, it's just like the church, when they do those chants, when they burn the incense and they release their prayers to heaven with the incense or whatever. So this is still just like a piece of this sacred technology and this Eastern mysticism that was used by the early church and by the the Israelites as well, that is still held to this day. Now, I don't think they're going to teach you that what they're doing, but it's, they're still actually performing that ritual as well in there. And it's not always for good, for good, reasons and everything. So you can take this stuff and access that realm and deal with, benevolent or malevolent entities, man, and just different wills that you have where you want to keep a control on people and things like that and keep them coming and create a static experience for them just so that they'll keep coming back and people start crying and all that kind of stuff, so all of the sacred science can be used for good or bad. So yeah.
Here's a really good question. TruthSeekah, have you found a way to get into the mushroom state without using the mushrooms?
Yes, you could totally get into that state, and that's just kind of like my my message is like that you don't need that stuff to access these states and to receive revelation, information, things like that. You can do it by holotropic breathing, kundalini yoga, listening to music, simply listening to music, man. It takes them to places as well. So all of these things as well are like I'm saying, very natural to go into that state. And people are saying through like kundalini yoga can really, blast you to where you feel like you're having an outer body experience as well. But the severity and how deep a psilocybin encounter is, there's nothing like it. I haven't experienced anything like it. I thought I had. I would tell people, yeah, I can encounter those states or whatever, which I can, and we all can. But the psilocybin is something completely different as well, especially when you're dealing with the golden teachers and you're like on a hero dose. It's instant and definitely something different in itself, man. To to experience, but But you don't, you know what I'm saying, you don't need that. You're not missing out if you don't want to do that, or you're afraid of it or whatever, or you don't want to take the consequences of trying to do it. Yeah, you can get into some really ecstatic states with just music, chanting, copal, you know what I'm saying, these type of things.
Mhm. We've got, and let's see if we can try something real quick. Somebody said you're glitching, and I've been hearing kind of a glitch with you. There have been some things going on the last 2 days. I don't know if this is on purpose or whatever. I'll kind of tell them about that. Do you want to go ahead and leave and then come back in and see if it fixes that glitching
Sure.
while
Yeah,
I'm
we
talking
can
about
do
you
that.
behind your back? No, while he's doing that, it's been really interesting because the past 2 or 3 days, I have been talking to some whistleblowers and some people who have contacts with the government, and some that are talking about, taking down the matrix, talking about the moon, time travel, and it's not only on the computer, but it's on the telephone. We'll be on the telephone, and as soon as the topic comes up for the moon or the matrix, I start having problems on the phone. So I don't know if that's what's going on, because TruthSeekah right now has some awesome information to share, and I wonder if that's kind of part of the attack that we're getting right now. Let's see. Yeah, TruthSeekah's back now. Let's see if
Yes.
it's
It
fixed the
seems like the
glitching problem.
connection's better. You sound, you know what I'm saying, a lot clearer, so I don't know if that was part of the problem or not. We'll see.
It might have been. Usually it's just turning the computer off and on fixes almost
Is it doing
everything.
like a fuzzy, is it doing like a fuzzing noise or something?
It's
Or a
you'll say
crackling
the
noise?
word hello and it'll go
Oh, really?
like
Wow.
at the end it was kind of glitching like that. So maybe we
Wow.
fixed it. So they will leave us alone now. So we've got gateway to the seer realm. Ooh,
Yes.
ooh. We
Gateway
access.
to the seer realm. Yes. Go
We
ahead.
access what they can't see, just rationalize and call it make believe. And I open my eyes in disbelief and I see the signs, but tell me, what does it mean?
Yes. So gateway to the seer realm. The seer realm is this, you know what I'm saying, the spirit world or whatever, and there's different gateways like we've been talking about, these different portals that you can open up by ceremony, by ritual, psilocybin, whatever. So access the gateway. Um, it says we access what they can't see. They just rationalize and call it make believe. So that's the thing. Like, so a lot of the stuff we're talking about, the, you know what I'm saying, the fringe topics, like some people say it's all in your head, that it's not real or whatever. So they, you know what I'm saying, just rationalize, call it make believe. And I open my eyes in disbelief and I see the signs, but tell me, what does it mean? It's like, there again, just really accessing the information, accessing the Akashic records, getting the information, and seeing how it applies. So, like, getting the information is step one. You know, you have to wrestle with it and say, what does this mean? You know, you have to put in the work to find the, you know what I'm saying, the sacred meanings behind the signs and the symbols and the dreams and things like that, too.
And we've got your words speak and my heart perceives, receiving insight when I'm deep in my dreams. My reality, it's not what it seems. I signal ETs with my laser beams. You're getting into fun
Yeah.
stuff now.
Yes, yes. So yeah, you know, I talk about the green light beings and the Elohim all the time, and you can check out the work of like anybody who's been doing it from the get-go. You know, James Gilliland, as far as taking people out with ECETI Ranch and them contacting ETs with a CE5 uh, encounter experiment. You can go out there with your like a really high powered laser beam, and sometimes if you shoot it out there with the intention, like they'll kind of blink for you and shine back and stuff like that. So like that's what I've, you know what I'm saying, literally have done that. So I signal ETs with my laser beams. But your words speak and my heart perceives, receiving insight when I'm deep in my dreams. It's like the messages that we get from source in the dream state that we get. It's like it's like for me it's been all good, like it's been all positive stuff, and my heart, my, you know what I'm saying, I receive it with my heart perceives it, and then so just taking it back to see what it means and apply it to our life. And so just really just taking these same concepts and trying to make them sound poetic and make them sound beautiful as they are, you know.
God, hey guys, just had a question. TruthSeekah, please share with us in any ET experiences you've had, since you're just talking about ETs.
Hmm.
What experience did you have in doing that with the lasers and all that?
Yeah. So, I mean, when 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 all this was new to me, like it's been stuff going on my whole life or whatever, but when I really started to engage, when I was led to James Gilliland, I'm gonna say his name over and over, James Gilliland, David Wilcock, to their work with like Jordan Maxwell and all these guys who've actually influenced me about their experiences and what they do. I've put it all in my work, so you'll hear stuff from Jordan Maxwell talking about his encounters mentioned in my work as well. So with that, it's I've had a lot of encounters where I would spend hours because of my job and the work that I do. Sometimes I would have hours by myself to sit at a customer. I deliver car parts, so I would be able to sit at a customer or pull over at a rest stop or something to go out and really just stargaze like 2.5, 3 hours or something. And that's when I started putting all this stuff to work and begin to make contact there. And then I would come home and do the same thing. I'd pull over and like meditate and just see different things and connect, and it would show me like physical stuff out there, then watching over me. I would see stars open up and then a ship come out of a star and fly away. I'm like, what am I looking at, man? And I'll be driving, they'll tell me to look at a certain direction, and I'm saying, blink for me or light up, or I see them during the day. I've seen fleets and formations and things like that, and it all comes with definitely a sense of awe and wonder for me at the beginning. Totally, I was just like blown away. Like, is this really happening? So that's why I asked them to let me see them during the day, and I began to see them during the day. I began to see the cigar-shaped craft, and also receive the insight in my dreams and visions about, what I needed to do with my life. That if I wanted to be on this road that I'm on now, that they required some things from me, and it was all good stuff. It wasn't like I want you to do bad things. We talked about it. It was about not eating meat anymore. They wanted me to do that and spend more time in prayer and meditation. If I wanted to keep the conversations up, keep everything going on. So I began to do that, and it began to open up doors for me that no man can close. And so that's happened. And I got waking up in the middle of the night and had like these different encounters going on, and just feeling like a presence in my room. And when I go to sleep, you have this different information that comes to you. But I've seen stars open up. I've seen them trade places with stars. I've seen them, flying across the night sky or the morning sky, really. And see them flying, and they'll play tag. It'll come and touch one. It'll take its spot, and the other one will take off in a different direction. It'll touch it one way. They'll trade spots, and the other one will leave, like they're posing as stars and stuff, watching
Mm-hmm.
over them. You can see them with binoculars. If you have like a cheap pair of binoculars, that also helps you see a lot of stuff outside that you can't see with the naked eye. You put them on and you just see them flying in formation outside of the atmosphere, you know. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I've seen them power up and fly into different star constellations and stuff. Enough stuff to like pique my interest and let me know that this stuff's real, and to keep pursuing and start speaking on it as well, you know.
During the time that I was being awakened in the middle of the night and come out and look at us. So I went out there, and I don't know if this was a temporary thing. Like you said, they'll come and pose as a star and, play tag and things like that. But I was looking at Orion's belt, and none of them were stars. All three were spaceships when I went out there. I'm going to be investing this next year in a telescope with a camera on it. So I will be able to show a lot more of this. Your next song is Beauty of a Thousand Suns. Oh my gosh. When I died and came out, that's the way I would describe it. It was as bright as if there were 1,000 suns. Because everything was made of light. I can't wait to hear what you said here. I'm taken to a place of your warm embrace. That's what it felt like when I died. It felt like a warm embrace. Oh my God, are you talking about death here? I'm taken to a place where I feel your grace. Alleviate my fears, because I've never felt safe. You lose all fear after you die. Let me sit at your feet. Let me stare at your face. And are you
Yes.
talking about death here? What you talking about?
I'm talking about talking to God and really being in that place, and whether it's a you can get there many different ways, whether it's a near-death experience, an out-of-body experience, which kind of one and the same, psilocybin experience, meditation experience, meditation encounter. And when you connect with the infinite intellect, when you connect with this source creation that's running everything, the energy is running through everything, it's a part of everything, it's a part of this conversation, it's a part of our daily life, once you connect with that and you feel the unconditional love, it feels like I'm taken to a place of warm embrace. I'm taken to a place where I feel your grace. I feel that I'm still loved and forgiven and perfect, regardless of anything that I've done. And every like I'm saying, religions are built on this. Alleviate my fears because I've never felt safe. Let me sit at your feet and let me stare at your face in awe. So that's what it's about, just being caught up in this ecstatic experience and marveling at God, at Creator, at Spirit. The names really don't matter. At Jesus, whatever word you want to use there. But when you feel that power, man, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody has to validate you. Nobody has to believe you. You know what I'm saying? You experience that, and then so we connect with other people who've experienced that as well, from other walks of life and from other religions and from other places on the earth have felt that universal love, and that's what I'm trying to articulate there.
Oh man, this is awesome.
But also, I wanted to touch, kind of to go back on the UFO thing. I've seen the same thing with the Orion's Belt, and that was one of my most ecstatic encounters of seeing the ship in the sky when they were posed as Orion's Belt as well.
Really?
Then
So I'm not the only one that saw that. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I actually looked up a little bit further and seen Orion's Belt because I thought I was looking at it, and it wasn't. It was the bottom star in the Orion constellation, which is the star Regal. And so I was looking at it, and then I looked up and said, hey, that's this belt. That's not the belt. And as soon as it hit my consciousness, they kind of lit up and started flying, zigzagging until they went into the star system. Did you see them move though when you seen that, or was it just fixed there?
I took their picture though.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I took their picture. Yeah. They were just like, oh, Kelly's looking. Just pretend to be a star.
Well.
Maybe she won't take her.
I tried, but I tried to video it, but I had a whack cell phone at the time. Nothing would show up.
Oh, you can't get that with a cell phone. There's no way. I had a professional camera, and I was having a hard time.
I was trying. I was like, no, man, they're not going to believe me.
That's why I want to get that telescope with the camera, because I'll be able to zoom in a lot better and see these suckers, a lot better. As you can see the general shape of the spaceship and all that, but it looks like, a picture from the 80s. That's a little bit grainy.
Yeah.
So, because it's so far away, and I want to be able to get clear, sharp pictures of it. Enter a world of the soon hereafter. Enter the plane where the angels gather. Journey to a land where the mind is baffled and healing comes from the joyous laughter. Oh, that's very profound.
Yes.
Wow, you don't hear stuff like this in rap music, that's for sure.
Yeah, heard that on the radio, man. The guy dropped it. He said, "Yeah, right." But no, it's just talking about the same thing, going into that realm where the angels gather, where they are. You can go there. It's something of biblical proportions. Apostle Paul talks about being caught up to the third heaven, and this is the the realm where the angels gather, and he's seeing these angels and having conversations and stuff, and they have their own language and stuff. He can't understand them, and he comes back and he's like, I've seen things that it's not permitted for men to see, and I've seen these things, so and you can see those things as well, and when you go there, it's a place of joy, a place of bliss, a place of love. And you'll find as well that whether you get there through meditation, through prayer, or dealing with your hurt, that this joyous laughter arises from within you. And even the scriptures testify that laughter is as a medicine, and that you can literally heal yourself from laughing. And so that's why when you have stress and anxiety and all this stuff coming up in these situations, just laugh at them and count it all joy. And just to find joy in that situation. And when you start laughing, man, this ecstatic laughter that literally heals your body and corrects your ailments in your body, man, by laughing. So healing comes from the joyous laughter. Journey to a land where the mind is baffled, and healing comes from the joyous laughter.
Oh, they said the glitch is gone, so Yay.
Great.
We got rid of the glitch. Enter the Void, featuring Illuminati Congo and Aslan?
Aslan, yeah.
Aslan?
Aslan, yeah.
Aslan.
Oh yeah. Into the Void is a song really about spiritism and talking about how spirits operate, and so it was going to be called Spirits at first, but then there was just so much synchronicity going on with this Into the Void. So talking about the spirit realm, how it works, how it operates, and trying to articulate some of the encounters and stuff that goes on there. So Aslan and Illuminati Congo featured on there. Also, at the beginning and at the end, there's samples from the cartoon, the Avatar cartoon, which has a lot of deep spiritual truths and insights in there as well. So we used to watch that like every Sunday with my family. We'd all gather around and download it and watch it or whatever, and really teaches you a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff in there that you won't find out by reading any books and stuff like that. It's really talking about the spirit realm and how spirits operate. Like they're speaking about all that stuff in a cartoon that was on Nickelodeon. So
Mm.
definitely worth checking out. It's, the show Avatar, the Last Airbender. So
I think my daughters watch that. She likes that. Enter the Void, featuring Illuminati Congo and Aslan. Um, Archons, here we go. Archons and constellation star signs. When the planets align, new paradigms. And paralyzed from the visit from the succubus at nighttime. Hypnotized sometimes when watchers fly into the sunrise. It'll set you free from the unbelief. It'll break your mind from the confines.
So really just talking about what we were just speaking on of seeing all of this stuff happen in the heavens by seeing these watchers, which are known by, what I'm saying, from some cultures, these angels are known as the watchers who watch and they record everything, and supposedly they record everything during the night, and in the morning time when the sun rises, that they bring the information and all of your deeds, they bring it back to heaven and kind of report to God and these different other angels of higher authority as well. So the watchers, it says are hypnotized sometimes when the watchers fly into the sunrise. Like watching that stuff, you're like, what am I seeing here? There's all these crafts happening, and like the best time to see them, it seems like, is like right before sunrise. And it says it'll set you free from the unbelief. It'll break your mind from the confines. Like there's no unseeing it. Like once you see it, it's like, okay, I can't unsee this. I don't know what
You can't
happened. And
unknow what
and
you
then so there's a
know.
lot of people who are scared to even talking about it. But it'll set you free and take you on a journey. And there was a quote by Muhammad Ali, the boxer, and he says that he actually quoted that he would see them when he would go out right before sunrise. He said he would see them playing tag in the morning sky when it was
Wow,
still
I did not know
dark.
that.
Yeah, it's a really awesome quote. But yeah, so that song is talking about spiritism and how they operate and stuff. So I say, paralyzed from the visit of the succubus at nighttime. And so the succubus
Yeah, that's like, ugh.
is a spirit that a lot of men have dealt with, and the incubus for the girls, when you wake up and you feel like something's messing with you sexually. And so the term wet dreams as well, this is what this comes from, when it says when these spirits get upon you in the middle of the night, the succubus goes out and messes with men and arouses them in their dreams to get them to ejaculate on themselves in the middle of the night. So it says, paralyzed from the visit of the succubus at nighttime, hypnotized sometimes. So
That's
something
pretty
that
serious stuff.
it is, man, and it's happened, even to like little boys and stuff. A lot of young men coming into puberty, they have that happening and stuff. So it's mentioned of in the Testament of Solomon. The Testament of Solomon goes into detail about the succubus and the incubus and what their roles are and what they do and stuff. So it's really deep stuff that I'm trying to just give you a piece of it to kind of like spark your interest. Okay, well, let me go read the Testament of Solomon. You know what I'm saying? To really get into that. And the Book of Enoch, talking about the Watchers. So this is where all this stuff comes from, ancient text and firsthand experience as well.
How do they protect themselves from that happening?
A lot of people, they try to pray before they go to sleep. They'll pray and they'll ask for protection in the middle of the night for good dreams, to guard their mind and to guard their heart from this stuff. So yeah, if anybody's being tormented by those dreams, you can really go into the spirit realm, consult your guardian angels, consult God, Jesus, whatever, and ask for protection and for these things to stop and to command it to stop. Take authority over your body, take authority over your mind, and so that these spirits won't, influence you in this way. So a lot of stuff's going on, a lot of spirit influence going on, and people don't even know it. They think it's just a part of them being, like a young man or something like that, and just, but it happens to men and women, and not only that, like even like when there's fear, like spirits of fear that comes in the midst of the night and things like that. It's not always bad spirits that come in the middle of the night. There's good spirits as well. So, but yeah, you can kind of set that intention before you go to sleep and hope for the best. Just speak it over yourself. And I command any unclean spirits to be away from me, not to mess with me. I'm going to receive a peaceful night rest tonight. Or before you go to bed, just say, I want to make contact with the entities that have my greatest good in mind, the benevolent powers that have been watching over me. I want to get dreams and visions. So you speak it out, literally. You create it, and you go to sleep and get ready for the experience. You kind of learn how to, maneuver in that realm and manipulate. Because a lot of times you'll be waking up in the middle of the night from the severity of it, of astral travel or like leaving your body and stuff. So it comes with practice as well.
Was that when you like kind of like jump awake?
Like, yeah. When you fall or something and you die. You feel that all the time. Like when you feel like you're leaving your body or your consciousness is coming out of the crown chakra, out of the top of your head, and like a lot of times that'll make you jump. Be like, whoa, what's happening? And then so you have to kind of do that, several times sometimes. And some people still can't do it. They always snatch back in, So yeah, it comes with practice.
And we've got I Return featuring Hope Medford of Medicine for the People. Who's that?
Medicine for the People, if you don't know who they are, like as soon as you get off of this podcast or whatever, you guys need to go check them out. Medicine for the People is this guy named Nako, who he's like I guess he's an Indian or whatever, but he talks a lot about free energy, talks a lot about nature, spirituality, and puts it in his music. And they're really blowing up right now. And I've been following their work for a couple of years now. And when I listen to their music, it takes me to another place. It helps me to be grounded back with nature and earth and kind of confirming spirituality as well. So type in Medicine for the People on YouTube. One of the songs, like one of my favorite songs, is Great Spirit. That he does. And Hope plays the djembe and actually does vocals with them. So she plays the djembe and percussion and things like that. She also has her own music as well, Hope Medford, and it's really tribal, really about really geared towards like feminism and stuff, and like I'm saying like a women returning to the essence of who they are. Not like brash feminism, but like just
not the government run feminism.
No, not that stuff. Just women finding out who they are and returning to their divine right of spirituality as well. So she kind of heads that up, and she does a lot of stuff with that and a lot of ritual and stuff too. So it's like one of my favorite groups, and not only just Nako, but Hope is amazing. Like just her energy, like it's not the band without her. I've seen them with and seen them without her, and it's not the same. So her energy, and she's just amazing. So definitely look her up on Facebook, Hope Medford, and check out some of her solo material as well. So because it's beautiful, and it's just a blessing to have her bless the album and stuff too. And we kind of tried to kind of go back into that, like our return. It's like, okay, I'm returning to my essence. I'm returning to the place where I've came from. I'm reclaiming my divine right of spirituality. So that's kind of what that's about.
These are very deep lyrics here. Never find what I'm seeking in school or church. Religion is deceiving, but I started there first. Oh, that's my story. Doctrines of demons and the pain, it got worse. Find the ancient path to reverse the curse. I return. Ooh, that one gave me chills too. Oh my gosh, that was
that's a lot of our stories, and I think that's why a lot of people resonate with what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm really transparent of my time in the Christian church, and so a lot of people coming out of that, especially in America, definitely in the Bible Belt as well. So I'm really transparent about that, and the doctrines of demons, the pain got worse. I started there, but find the ancient path to reverse the curse, return to spirituality. So my music, in essence, is to give you a spiritual awakening, to give you a spiritual encounter, much like some of them experienced in church, but without the bullshit. It's the religious experience without the bullshit, straight up, you know. It's what it is. And I think everybody deserves that. I don't think you can have this encounter and then you have to, they tell you to come back to church to like try to you know what I'm saying, to try to have that encounter again. We get into church wanting to do that, like whether it's that like a prayer meeting or something, like a home encounter, and it's okay, now come to the church. And you come to church and you're like, wow, this isn't what I signed up for. And some people don't know that at the beginning. It takes years, it takes studying, it takes them having an awakening to look around and be like, this, what did I sign up for? This isn't what I thought it was, you know. So kind of, you know, being in that place, which there's a lot of people who are there and who have been there as well who resonate with that statement, like yourself.
Oh yeah, this is really deep. The feeling is thrilling when I'm barefoot, earthing, searching as a child. I'm learning, receiving revelation, and my spirit is bursting. My past and my present is at one, merging. Through love and is it understanding or overstanding? Overstanding. Oh, I gotta define that. We find our minds expanding with the use of the drum and joyous dancing. Return to your birth through sacred chanting. Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, a lot of it's self-explanatory, man. But really, you know, the feeling is so thrilling when I'm barefoot earthing. So just, if you haven't done that lately, go outside and walk. Put your feet on the earth, because it's like they understand that that you can ground your energies and you can feel peaceful by touching your mother, just putting your feet on the earth, man. That's why we have like rubber soles, and we're not, you know what I'm saying, we're not able to ground the bottom of our feet with the earth. And when you do that, man, it's really peaceful, really relaxing, and you know, that's what our ancestors did, man. It was like a common practice to kind of move your feet on the earth, and there's spirituality tied to it. So the feeling is so thrilling when I'm barefoot earthing, searching as a child. I'm learning. So just, you know, just like Jesus said, like the kingdom of heaven is given unto the children. In order for you to access the kingdom of heaven, you have to access it as a child who's willing to learn, who's willing to be taught, and you know what I'm saying, willing to trust the Creator, to, you know, whenever you're in these states, and just in your life in general, just trust that you know, Creator has your best good in mind, because it does. And so really, like I said, the song is really returning to the earth, returning to your essence.
Now, when you're talking about, you know, approaching this,
I think I've got a package again. Every time we do a show, I got a package. I'll be right back.
They always do that. What's going on with them? Hey, while he's gone, someone put vitamin C makes the effect. You guys need to be careful about vitamin C. I mean, you can't. It's water soluble, so it's hard to overdose on it. But vitamin C makes the effect of solid. I can't pronounce that word. Okay, just pretend like I pronounced it correct. Kick in stronger. Oh, to take it with it. Okay. A bag of oranges are an awesome thing to have on hand during a trip. And just some more information on that. Don't drink orange juice, because you're not going to get that vitamin C unless you have the white part. That's a good tip on eating the actual orange, because when you take the orange slices and it's got the pith, that white part that you don't like on there, when it's got that on there, it allows your body to absorb the vitamin C. Otherwise, you're just eating sugar. It's natural sugar, but you're still just eating sugar if you don't eat that pith with it. So that's a very important part of that. So okay, quinoa. Have I impressed you with pronouncing something? I probably pronounced that wrong anyway. Quinoa. So that's, you know, where's my packages? I want some packages. No one's bringing me any. Someone posted a link to a video. I don't know. Go ahead and say my name, Kelly. Okay, it's Grace Moontail. Grace Moontail. Say my name. I almost copyrighted myself. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Can you share the pic I sent you of my UFO on Facebook with TruthSeekah and everyone else, Kelly? Oh, they're going to have to go to Facebook. They're going to have to go to Facebook and see that. So you guys go find my Facebook. We need to figure out a way to put that on, like, the public Facebook. So someone also said, what is 333? I keep seeing it everywhere. It drives me crazy. I'm going to ask him about that after we go through the lyrics. There's another question along those lines, and I'm going to ask him. So, oh, are you back? Did you get something good?
Let me see. I might have.
He's going to go open his package. Hey, it's Kelli in the raw. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit.
I'll open it. I don't know what it is.
Is it from someone you know, or like a mystery package? I was like,
about to find out. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's see. It's got this in the mail. It's a little box. It is.
Were you expecting that? Is that something you ordered?
Yeah, I didn't know when it was gonna come in, but yeah, it's a little mushroom light.
Oh,
lights up.
Gosh.
That's all it is.
That's perfect.
Yeah, you just.
That is absolutely. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that arrived during the show. That's incredible.
Changes
colors. Hey, that might.
Amazon. I think it was like $2 on Amazon, yo.
Well, seriously, like
one of these little guys.
It's probably like $2 and $15 in shipping.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Friend.
That is so awesome. I don't know why I just flipped. That was weird. I just saw myself flip. Freaked me out. Okay, sorry. The next song is Fearless. I like this because when you die and when you're able to access this God consciousness, if you will, you just lose all your fear. It's kind of an automatic when it happens. It features Andre Aurum. I don't want to disrespect. Oram, sorry.
Yeah.
And Modern Day Soldier. I know I can pronounce that one. Modern Day Soldier.
So this is a track that is released about a year ago, probably longer than that actually, and it was never on an album. And these guys were passing through on tour, and we had a mutual friend, and they were passing through, coming through Texas, and they were doing like this tour of the U.S. And they wanted to work together. They've heard of me, they've seen me online and stuff, so they wanted to work together. So a mutual friend hooked us up. They passed by, they stopped that morning. We hung out and kicked it for a while. And we started working on a song, so we started talking about this concept. We did this song Fearless, and so we wrote it, recorded it, and filmed the video all in the same day. It was a lot of stuff going on, and so you can look up the video. The video's been released for a while. It's one of the best videos I've done. It's the one we're in the woods with the rain and everything going on, and so.
I like that one.
We did that in a day, and like if you watch it, it's funny because like I just wrote it, and none of us knew all of our lyrics when we filmed it because they were just passing through. We had to go ahead and do it, so we recorded it and then tried to rap it. So I tried to get some shots or whatever of us like rapping and stuff, but like saying the vocals aren't all the way on some parts, and you'll kind of know that now that we really didn't know all of it yet. So yeah. Awesome.
Well, it's called growing and evolving. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
We made it happen. It come out to be a really good video, yeah.
I like it. Doctrines of demons, they plotting and scheming, perverting and meaning traditions, deceiving with the texts that they're reading. I see that fear disappears when I know that God is near, but I'm plagued by questions and doubts for the fear. It feels so real.
Yeah, just talking about dealing with the doctrines of religions, man. The doctrines of demons is what Jesus called them. Like Jesus dealt with those doctrines as well. He dealt with the Pharisaical leaders of his time who were about religion. They had a business that they were promoting, and Jesus was bad for their business, teaching people liberation through grace and faith. You know what I'm saying? So once you start doing that and you're dealing with religious people and with that religious sect, you're gonna find the true, meaning behind what they're doing, and you're gonna find their agendas, and you're gonna find out what they're about when you threaten their business. Just like if you came to one of my businesses or whatever, and started threatening what I was doing, I wouldn't promote you. You would become an enemy as well. So a lot of people find that out, and they feel excommunicated and things like that. So we're reaching out to those people as well, just letting them know that, hey, even though the fear is there, like you got to move past that fear and just embrace that as part of your story and move on. It happened for a reason.
It says, Truth Seeker, have you ever encountered the DMT elves on psilocybin before? Did I say it right? Psilocybin?
Yeah.
Yes!
No, I haven't.
Yes!
I know.
I know.
Glory.
Yes.
I haven't experienced the elves, but I've experienced the beings. You know what I'm saying? It's like these light beings and stuff. So people have seen them on a psilocybin, definitely on ayahuasca.
Oh, so I'm going to see some
But no, I
elves.
haven't.
Wonderful.
The little elves. You could, yeah, just expect
How
to see
tall are
them. Just
they?
tell them, hey, I want to meet you. I've heard about little bitty elves, these little bitty ones, and then
Like little
like
tiny.
bigger ones or whatever. And so like, Amber Lyon has her account of where she, was she basically was a wreck, trying to find solace, and so she went on a DMT encounter by herself. She flew to Peru, I believe it was, and had this encounter at a retreat by herself. She didn't know anybody. She just went, kind of desperate. And when she was under, she feels like she had these little bitty elves like fixing her DNA, like on all over her body, like fixing her DNA and cleaning her, making
Wow.
everything right.
So they're
Of course,
good.
yeah, good elves, no doubt. Yeah. So it's kind of like a spiritual science that this stuff could be happening as well when we're in meditation, when we're having an ecstatic experience, when we feel the joyous laughter and these things happening. This could be actually happening. These ultra dimensional beings could be doing this work on our DNA and in our spirit and on our soul. We just can't see them. So I think that the DMT and the psilocybin thins the veil to that realm, so we're able to see what's going on as well, and it kind of facilitates it. So yeah.
I'd rather see tiny elves than tiny Elvis, that's for sure. It's just like, I don't know if it's Elvis. Hey guys, looking forward to hearing your album, TruthSeekah. Yeah. Why did you call the album 333? I'm curious because I always see the synchronized numbers 222, 111, 333, 555, etc. I really want to know what they mean. Thanks, guys, from the UK.
Yeah, 333, it has several different meanings, but for me, 333, it represents angelic encounter. And so whenever you're having encounters with angels, a lot of time you see 1111, 333, and so they're trying to get your attention, to pay attention to what you're seeing or what's coming through. You're always looking at the clock at 333 or whatever. So that was happening a lot in the research, and what I found on that is it's dealing with angelic encounter. And also, from a biblical perspective, to me, one of the first scriptures that I've ever learned was a 333 scripture, which is it bases the album off of, and it bases like my life and my music and my my ministry and everything in general. Jeremiah 33:3. So it basically says that if you call, this is like God speaking, like if you call unto me, I will answer you, and I will show you great and mighty things which you do not know and cannot find out. And so that has kind of been my forte, is to like spend time in the spirit realm, connect with God, and take the information and kind of deliver it to the people. And so when I was, and this was even as a Christian, even as a believer, like that kind of being my agenda. But at the time, I thought it was something that once the revelation would come through and I would get the biblical interpretations and things like that, I thought it was something that the church realm would appreciate and that they would embrace it or whatever. But I found it as an enemy to what they're teaching and stuff, and like the liberation that I found through spirituality and even using like biblical terms or whatever. So I just kind of wiped the biblical terms off of it and just presented it as it is. There's, like we said, there's many different terms you can call everything we're talking about, which the majority of it's mentioned of in the Bible and things like that. So Jeremiah 33:3 is like the basis of like what I've been doing for the past like 10 years or more.
Well, that's cool. And someone just said something about your dog. Your dog went in the background. And
Yeah, I let him in when I went outside, so just like walking around.
he, all
Doing
I
his
can
own
say is
thing.
he just stole the show a while ago. I'll let you look
Yeah.
back at the video.
Dog.
See what
Yeah. Oh
dogs
God.
do, but dogs, I know. My cat does that all the time. Well,
What is he doing? Hopefully, it wasn't doing the butt walk. I don't think they do that.
It was in the area, but it was not a walk. It was
Okay.
my cats do that. They'll just plop down. I'll have company over, and they'll just plop down in the middle of the floor and do the Puss in Boots thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, it's bath time. It's Kelly and the Raw. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. This is free.
It's raw, man. I have a dog.
That's what they do.
I have another dog too. I have a husky out there too. He's not coming in. He'll tear the house up.
Yeah, Huskies are awesome. Oh, they're so
Oh, yeah.
beautiful, beautiful. Agape, featuring One, The Voice, and Diesel Automatic. Oh gosh, I butchered
Yeah,
that.
Diesel. It's pronounced Diesel.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Diesel. Okay. Everything is spelled differently. I'm in Texas,
Yeah.
and phonics doesn't work for me here.
So, agape is, I think it's the Greek word for this unconditional love. And so it really comes to light in the scriptures where Jesus is commissioning Apostle Peter. And he's, before Peter, denied Christ, he asked Peter, he said, in the text that we have, it says, Peter, do you love me? He says, yes, you know I love you, Lord. He says, no, Peter, do you love me? He says, yes, you know I love you, Lord. And he says, Peter, do you love me? And a third time, he says, yes, you know that I love you. And he says, basically, before the sun sets, you're going to deny me 3 times. You're saying you love me, but before the day's over, you're going to deny me. It's kind of something that we've all done, with God. But so it comes from, I think it's, there's 3 words, and the first one is kind of slipping right now, but it's he says, do you love me? In the love that he's asking, it's the word phileo or filio in Greek, and it's like it means like. It's like, yeah, I like you. You're a good friend. So he's basically saying, do you love me? He's like, well, I phileo you. I like you. But he's asking him, do you agape me? Do you love me with the unconditional love that you're willing to lay down your life for me when things are about to kick off and they're about to try to kill me and they're going to try to kill you guys too? And he's like, do you love me? Are you ready to ride with me to the death? You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, I like you. You're really good. I would do a lot of things for you. And then so he takes it to the next level. Do you agape me, Peter? Because it's about to go down. And then so he comes back with the other word, which is it's 3 different types. It's kind of like one that has for like a lover or whatever. It's another Greek word. I don't know the word right now. But then he hits him up at the last time. He's like, well, look, I agape you. I'm willing to give everything to you. This is the love that I'm ready to ride with you. And then, just a couple hours later, he denies him. Says, hey, I don't know that guy. He says, hey, aren't you the guy that hangs with Jesus? Are you the one that hangs with this guy we're about to kill? He's like, nah, I don't know that dude. I don't hang with him. No, not him. And so he denied him or whatever. And then Jesus comes back and basically forgives him and says that, upon this, upon you, even though you deny me, even though you go through things like that, I still love you. We still have a plan. We're still going to make it happen type deal. Like, you are my brother, and I know that you love me, even though you've denied me. And so, it's kind of like something that we've all dealt with. Like, we've all denied God, or we've done things that we're ashamed of or whatever, but God still has that agape love for us. And then so the song is just about experiencing that love in the midst of nature, in the midst of the woods, meditating and praying and pressing into the spirit realm to feel that love. Put the intention out and you can feel it. And there's no greater feeling that I felt. Even like the psilocybin is amazing and you can feel it on that too, but like to really not ingest anything, because sometimes like when you partake of something then you can kind of give the experience to that, or that's just the psilocybin talking, or that's just made you feel that way. But to really get by yourself and encounter those states and encounter that agape love, you know what I'm saying, like in the midst of nature, in the midst of the privacy of your own home. So that's what that song's about.
That's cool. Meditating in a forest, helping me to connect with Source. Spiritual encounter, discover uncharted territories. God is for me. Use stories, metaphors, and allegories to spread the message, divine love, my Father's glory.
Yes. Basically, like I'm saying, just spending time in meditation, meditating in the forest, helping me to connect with Source. Spiritual encounter, discover uncharted territories. God is for me, uses stories, metaphors, and allegories to spread the message of divine love, my Father's glory. So God is for me, use stories, metaphors, and allegories. So this is everything that's in the book. This is myth. This is the Bible. This is the stories mentioned of in the Bible. This is like the Greek writings. This is the stuff that is mentioned of in the Vedic texts or whatever, these allegories that talk about this divine love with source, and they play out with pictures and armies and words and people and patriarchs or whatever, but it's all to tell a story. It's not literal. We're not supposed to take this stuff literal. It's all about expressions of the divine love, with a creator God, and so in the different aspects of our lives and our spirituality that we have to walk through. So that's what it's all about, the myth, the allegory. And it's not to belittle it like it didn't happen, but it is to you know what I'm saying, to venerate it and find the true meaning of the stories, because it's not a history book. You're not going to read a history book that has a freaking lesson in every other couple lines or whatever. There's no history. That's not what it's about. It's an allegory to teach us about something spiritual. They take physical things that we know and can see and can picture and can understand in a story, but they mean so much more to us than just David killing a giant or whatever the case is, So that's what it's about.
Here's a natural question that someone would naturally ask with someone who is called TruthSeekah and talks about the truth and revealing the lies. Which would, oh crap, I picked the wrong question up there. Dadgummit. They're still asking about DMT and stuff. Which is more potent experience, DMT or ayahuasca? I pushed the wrong question. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think they're very similar. Like I think ayahuasca has DMT in it, so I'm not an expert, man. I may seem like it, but I'm not an expert. So. I don't know if it's the same thing. They say that your brain naturally produces DMT, and that's what allows you to have psychedelic experience in the dream state and everything that we're talking about. They say that's what happens. I'm not so sure that that's what happens, but that's what they say. Some of the so-called experts, but yeah. But the psilocybin, man, like when I had my second encounter, like I thought it was going to be like my first encounter, which was real peaceful, real laid back, really vibing, feeling good, receiving information and self examination. And but when the second one, when we did the hero dose, man, like all the stories that I've heard about the ayahuasca and the DMT, like being blown into the middle of the universe and experiencing these states or whatever, that totally happened, and I didn't think it would. I wasn't prepared for it, but it took me to that place, even just on the psilocybin. So.
Oh, that is so cool. The question I meant to click on, sorry. It's just I've got a touch screen over here and things pop around. Do you rap about the government being corrupted, or is it strictly spiritual rap?
Well, I kind of started there, and I think a lot of people start there. We look at people like Immortal Technique, Diesel Automatic. He's a good friend of mine. He's got a huge fan base. And I started there personally is the fact that we started out with these government things and government conspiracies and 9/11 truth, and that's where I started, kind of like reveal the matrix and say, oh, these I'm saying these leaders are demonic and satanic, and they have our worst interest in mind. And if there is a devil, he's embodied in our government. I'm saying the things that they're doing to people, the bills and laws that they're passing, and the slave labor that we have to go through and things like that. So it started out like that was my main focus. So I did an album called The Fall of Babylon, and that was like opening the door to get into spirituality, like in a deeper level, because it started out attacking the government and George Bush and and 9/11 truth, and all that was brand new to me, and that opened the door. But then I found out it's like if you want change, you have to first of all change yourself, and then try to change the people around you. And I don't think that going to rallies and trying to get people to vote and Ron Paul and what I'm saying, I don't think that does change for us anymore. I think that if we can change ourselves, and then we can push awakening in the population and in the hearts and minds of the people, that we get everyone to wake up and then kind of coach everybody in the midst of that we'll see change. And I believe I see it happening, man. And it's going to overflow into politics and things like that. So I'm not saying that none of it has anything to do with it, but for me and my message and what I do, I'm not really dealing with like once I've seen what they're capable of and what they've done. Like I went down that road and it shocked me, like how could you type deal. But once I've seen what they can do, so when people hit me up, hey, have you seen Obama did this and Obama does that and they're legalizing this and blah, 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 it's like it doesn't shock me anymore. Like I expect them to do that. And I hate that I say that, but it's the truth. Like I see them as wicked people. I see them as an ancient spirit that's been here for a long time, and the ones who are ruling are not good people. And so once I understand that, then I don't think my I don't think my job personally is to get in there and, like, you know what I'm saying, lobby and everything. But hold on, I think I got somebody here.
All right. We got lots of people. TruthSeekah is very popular, apparently, on the internet and on real life. These things happen. While he's gone, Netflix has something called DMT with a bright pink background. I think it talks about ayahuasca, too. Someone was kind of helping you guys out with some information. So that's really cool. The next one that we're going to be talking about is Lost in Time. I don't dare pronounce these names without TruthSeekah right here. Oh my gosh. Great Capacity. Okay, that's an easy one to pronounce. Featuring Great Capacity and SA-115. So I don't know. That's the one that we're going to be talking about next. Some of the questions are about the lost children of Babylon. I think TruthSeekah knows a lot about that. We're about to run out of time though. That's the problem. Let's see. I know that we are not the only form of life in the universe. How do you get the true beings that want the best for you to help see your truth and your purpose? Ooh, if we have time, I will definitely ask him that question. That's a good one right there. So I guess I am not the only person that has people come to my door when I'm on air.
Yeah.
that happened like 2 days ago when that happened. So the Lost in Time.
Sorry about that.
I think I've got this down. Okay, Great Capacity. I pronounced that right, I hope. And SA-115.
Yes.
Yes.
Lost in Time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You can. It's going to talk about it. So go ahead.
I'm getting ahead of you. Let's see. I dwell in the now, so there will never be tomorrow. Maybe the pain pills will help me cope with the sorrows. Ooh, a bunch of people are going to relate to that. On time that is borrowed, each day I feel it running out. We can pretend, but none of us have it all figured out. Even the ones who died don't have it all figured out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Lost in Time is just, I thought it was a good way to end the album, and it's just talking about just really, you look at people like Eckhart Tolle, and that's actually who I sample in this as well. He's at the beginning and at the end, and just speaking about, he's like, he'd become, I guess he's a millionaire now, but he's marketed the power of just being in the now, in the present moment, and how we kind of, you know what I'm saying, live in the future, that we don't experience what's going on right now. And that's so much a part of my message and about spirituality, is just to be thankful of each moment, because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? So we get one chance to be in this moment. And there's no such thing as tomorrow. There's no such thing. It's always now, because it's the only time that we can ever experience is this moment. So to really take that concept and say that, you know, we're lost in time, and that we keep thinking about what we have to do tomorrow and what we're doing next week. And if I let myself, I get caught up in that concert that I have coming up and my album release, and I can't wait till it comes out. And even Jesus said to be anxious for nothing. Because when we can have that inward hope for it to happen, but when we're anxious about it, we're gonna miss this moment now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there'll be days where I dread going to work the next day, and so it puts me in a mind state or in a spirit that I can't really enjoy the moment that I have with my family. You know what I'm saying, for that day, because I'm so caught up on something that's coming later. So it's like to move past that, to mentally do it and physically do it. It's something that you have to do, and you put yourself in that now, focus on your breathing, just take a minute, get it all out your head and do that, to focus on that moment. And there's so much power in the midst of that to do that. And then stress leaves and anxiety leaves, and you just face each day and each moment as it comes.
Wow, this has been really enlightening. There are a lot of artists out there that have lyrics, and you never know the explanation for that. So this is really wonderful that you've come on and shared the meaning of these lyrics with everybody. I think it's going to make this album a lot more meaningful to people as a result of that.
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will. And a lot of people ask me what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, and I'll eventually have all of this typed out on the site so they can read word for word, because some of it's like the rhyming schemes are kind of fast on some of it. So it really, when you're listening to it, it's kind of just, oh yeah, that sounds good. But when you really break it down, kind of like what we're doing now, it really, you can really feel the potency from it. But yeah, there's a lot of people hitting me up and a lot of people quoting my stuff and they want to know what I'm saying, and I've seen people post what they'll quote it and it's like totally not what I said at all. But I can see how they got it, from the South, and my voice is a little bit different in the way I pronounce words and stuff. So it's funny.
Yeah, I understand. I understand the problems. Looking, we're about to run out of time. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can get in a couple questions. I know that we are not the only form of life in the universe. How do you get the true beings that want the best for you to help you see your truth and your purpose?
The same way you get me or Kelly to, what I'm saying? Just simply ask. You just put the intention out there and ask and say a prayer or get under an open sky and kind of make that statement, that declaration that that's what you want for your life, and you create it as you speak it. And they have your best intention in mind, your best interest in mind. You put it out there and it'll happen. And even though like we've dealt with negative spirits and negative entities and stuff that happens in our life, like even they've been sent there for a reason to help you, to really teach you lessons and stuff like that. Because we're talking about like this creation has your best interest in mind, and so and making you the person that you are today, sometimes you have to go through that stuff. You have to go through that. Everyone, every sage, every seer, every person of old, every mystic, they have to go to this place that's what's called the dark night of the soul, which we talk about all the time. And you have to go there, and then you basically, you die and you're basically reborn, on the other side. And so you have to go through that, because you wouldn't be the person that you are today if you didn't go through that, if you didn't deal with that dark stuff, if you didn't deal with the dark energies as well. So, and it's a God thing, you know what I'm saying? It's really a biblical thing, and it's not, what I'm saying, the scriptures say that God's not going to put more on you than you can handle. So just understand, like, learn the lessons in the midst of that, learn it, apply it, and hope for the best and stuff too. So like once you are aware of that, then it's kind of a 101 to be aware that, okay, Spirit is teaching me through everything. Through this conversation, Spirit is teaching me. Through my job, even though I don't want to be there, Spirit is teaching me. You know what I'm saying? So every situation, Spirit is teaching you to teach you to respond with love, with this agape love and everything. So that's what's going on. So once you acknowledge that, then you can kind of move and shift things, you know what I'm saying? Respond with love and respond with care. And then so like attracts like. And as you begin to deal with the dark stuff and you move past it, sometimes we need help with the angelic as well. But once we move past the dark stuff, then we can get into the stuff that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more creative as well. So we have to deal with the dark stuff, though. It's part of it. And we wouldn't be the people that we are today without going through that stuff, and I'm a living example of that.
This next question, I don't know if you know anything about this at all. It's just, and I mispronounced her name a while ago. It was Aloha Ola 29, so I apologize. I recently had a dream where a child told me that there are different timelines going on and that time travel is being used to manipulate humanity. The child showed me where a wormhole was in the sky and asked me to help, and I sent lavender energy. WTF? Is that anything you're knowledgeable about at all?
Well, as far as like time travel goes, like I said, I've talked about it before, and the way Spirit showed me about time travel and accessing these different places in time and different spaces of dimensions and realities and everything. To do that, I was shown through synchronicity. And really quick to touch on it was my daughter was watching a show. She was watching Pokemon. I was laying down with her watching Pokemon, and so they were running. There was these three kids or whatever, and they had a Pokemon with them, and they were running through the woods, running from a bad guy. So this bad guy was trying to attack them, and there was a bunch of them. And if he would have caught him, he would have killed him or hurt him or whatever. So they're running. So what I'm saying, what do we do? What do we do? He says, okay, we stop. And the Pokemon with them started singing this song with this really high-pitched tone, this really beautiful tone. And said, stop. If we focus on the tone, it will take us to another dimension. We can time travel by listening to the tone and focusing on it. And that's what they did. They focused on the tone. They went to another place, another time. And so it happened. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then so the next day, I was watching, I think it was 2012 Enigma with David Wilcock. and he broke down the science of time travel when you hear the ringing noise in your ear. When you're really quiet and you're really, you know what I'm saying, you're by yourself, you can hear the ringing tone. And when you focus on that tone, you can use it to time travel. You can use it to astral project, to be taken out of your body into another dimension. So that's how it was revealed to me. I'm totally not an expert on it, but I have raised my consciousness and vibration by focusing on that tone. I've been hearing it since I was a kid. The doctors actually diagnosed it as some type of hearing disorder and like a disease. They have a name for it. I'm not sure if it's the tendonitis or not, but I don't know if it's exactly the same thing. But yeah, when I get quiet, I can hear that tone and focus on it. And so, you know, with that being said, try it out and see what happens for you.
You're right on about the time travel, because when you get outside of these bodies, and whether you die or you're astral projection, whatever, there is no such thing as space or time. So when you come back to this reality, in that state of being out of your body, and you come to this reality, you see it very similar to like a program, like a video game program or one for a computer, where then outside, because when you're in the computer, you're like, whoa, this is really cool. But then when you're outside of the computer, you go, oh, that's a computer, and I can go reprogram.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all the time travel is. It's real easy. Yeah. Actually, people think it's just this real hard thing and this real difficult thing. But actually, it's really easy. It's either you could do it, you know, either spiritually or with technology.
Yeah, so that's what the macabre is as well, and just like the whole what is it, remote viewing, same thing, you know, being led outside of your body to experience different events and different things that happened in the past and stuff like that. All of it's recorded, and you can access it all. You know what I'm saying? And so it's beautiful. Like I was saying, I was contacted, you know, yesterday by one of the leading researchers in that field, who holds a PhD in Atlanta at I forgot the university. It was like Emory University, and contacted me wanting to do some controlled experiments and things like that with me. So that's really awesome. So
controlled experiments? Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'll be putting some of the information out as it comes in. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh my gosh, we're out of time. I sure do appreciate you coming here and explaining all of this to everybody. And this is just so meaningful that there's some deep meanings in this album. And I really appreciate you putting that out and you making a huge change in this industry and the people that you're helping. I really appreciate just from me to you. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing and waking people up and giving the energy. I wish I could have been there for your concert. That would be so amazing. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Well, yeah, I'll just say the album is actually available for pre-order, and it comes with a whole bunch of cool stuff, posters and stickers and T-shirts and things like that. So you can go to TruthSeekah.com and get the pre-order as well there, so you can support what I'm doing. And yeah, thanks so much for having me again.
Awesome sauce. So we will definitely do this again because I've got to get some updates. Now, when is that concert with Ritz?
The Ritz concert, I believe, is May 27th. It's on a Wednesday night, so I got a couple months ahead to promote it. It was just announced yesterday for me, so excited about that. And everybody, you know, I've even actually had some people reach out to me for putting the intention out there and saying that I need some help booking shows and getting out there. And I've had some of your viewers come on and try to help me out, and have been working as an agent trying to get me on some festivals and things like that. So anybody who has any connections, man, I totally can use the help. So hit me up on social media or my website, TruthSeekah.com, SEEKAH.com. Everything's on there.
Where can they go to buy tickets for May the 27th? Where you're opening?
They can go to TruthSeekah.com, like I said, and just scroll down, and I've got them there available on the site. So like you buy them in advance, they're cheaper. They're like $15 in advance, $20 at the door. And super duper excited about it. And I need everybody to support me and come out and everything. So, which, you know, there's gonna be no problem in doing that. People are just like behind me, and that's what kind of keeps me going, man. Like the fans and stuff are reaching out, and people are telling me that, like, man, they're just down with, you know what I'm saying, with what I'm doing, and my music is helping them. And I've been getting people tell me that, like, I'm their favorite rapper and stuff. And I don't even know how to process that, you know. I've been having a lot of people say, hey, you're my favorite rapper. I love everything you're doing. It's like, if you love that, you're gonna love this new stuff, man. I can't wait till it gets here. But everything's done. There's a sampler on the website as well. We can put that in the description to listen to the album on YouTube and sample it. So really excited about this work and about getting the information out there to everybody.
Well, this is something that people are really hungry for, and you're going to be feeding basically them something that has substance to it and is not just for the sake of entertainment or for the sake of control and capturing them. They can, your music and the lyrics really speak to people on such a deep level that I know you are going to be a huge success. And don't forget us when you get up there. Don't forget us, okay?
I will be here. I'll be
Fantastic,
here.
fantastic. Well, thank you guys for joining us on here, and thank you for your wonderful questions. And there's about 25 more questions that we couldn't get to. I'm sorry. We got through all the lyrics, and that was the main thing that we wanted to do today, was to get through all the lyrics and all that. So thank you, TruthSeekah, for being on here again. And if you guys want him on, let us know in the comments if you want TruthSeekah to be on here again. And I guess we will see you on the next video. Bye.